If you are about to buy a solar inverter, there are some decisions you need to make before you spend your money. Do you buy an inverter with a solar charge controller already built inside? Or do you buy conventional inverters and use separate MPPT charge controllers? The first option looks easier. The second option looks more complicated. But here is the interesting part. The more your solar system grows, the more attractive that complicated option becomes. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why. Let's strip this down to the simplest possible explanation. A hybrid inverter combines several functions into one unit. Your solar panels connect to the inverter. The built-in MPPT manages solar energy. The battery stores it, and the inverter converts that DC energy into AC power for your loads. Everything is happening inside one system. Now compare that with a conventional inverter. Here, the inverter and the charge controller are separate. Your solar panels goes into an external MPPT. The MPPT charges the battery, and the inverter takes energy from the battery and supply your AC loads. But this small difference in architecture creates a very big difference when you start expanding the system. Let's be honest. For most homeowners, hybrid inverters are incredibly attractive. Why? Simplicity. Instead of buying several separate devices, you can have most of your important functions inside one enclosure. That means fewer components, less wiring, less installation space, and often more cleaner installation. Many modern hybrid inverters can also manage grid power, generators, batteries, solar charging, and load supply from one system. And instead of checking several devices, you may be able to open one monitoring app and see everything happening in your solar system. For a typical home installation, that's a huge advantage, but there is a price you pay for that convenience. When you put many important functions inside one box, that box becomes very important. The inverter may contain your MPPT, battery charger, inverter section, control electronics, communication system, and other critical circuitry. So if that central unit develops a major fault, you could potentially lose several functions at the same time. I'm not saying hybrid inverters are unreliable. A properly engineered hybrid inverter can be extremely reliable, but integration can reduce your ability to isolate and replace individual functions. And that's where separate equipment starts to become interesting. With a separate system, the inverter has its job and the MPPT has its job. If the MPPT fails, you can potentially replace the MPPT without replacing the inverter. If the inverter fails, solar charging equipment can potentially remain operational. And there is something even more interesting. You can expand the charging system. Let's say you started with one MPPT and later you need more solar power. Instead of replacing the entire inverter, you can potentially add another MPPT and another correctly sized solar array. Obviously, this depends on the inverter, battery architecture, DC bus, voltage limits, and the specification of the equipment. But the architecture itself gives much more flexibility. And this is where many people make mistakes. Imagine you have a 20 kilowatt hour battery bank and you decide that your backup time isn't enough. So you double your battery capacity to 40 kilowatt hour. You have doubled your energy storage. But did you double your solar production? No. Your solar panels are still producing exactly what they are producing before. And if you don't increase your available charging power, that larger battery bank can take considerable longer charging time to recharge. This is where a separate MPPT architecture can be extremely useful. You can expand your solar array, add another MPPT charge controller, and increase the amount of solar power available for charging. And this is even more interesting when you move from small home systems to large off-grid installations. Imagine your solar system is powering a facility that operates around the clock. You don't just care about convenience anymore. You care about redundancy, serviceability, scalability, and downtime. Suppose you have several independent MPPT charge controllers. If one develops a fault, the other may still be able to continue harvesting solar energy. That's very different from having all your solar charging functionality concentrated inside one unit. This is one reason why modular architecture can be attractive for larger or more critical installations. Now, before you conclude that separate MPPTs are automatically better, they are not. You now have more components, more cables, more connections, more protection, more installation work, more configuration, and more things that needs to be correctly designed. So the question isn't which architecture has more components. The question is which architecture gives me the reliability and the flexibility I actually need. Because a badly designed modular system can be far more worse than a properly engineered hybrid system. And what about efficiency? This is another area where people make sweeping claims. You will hear hybrid inverters are more efficient, or separate MPPTs are most efficient. Don't accept either statement without looking at the actual equipment. Efficiency depends on the specific inverter and MPPT, their conversion topology, PV voltage, battery voltage, load level, temperature, and operating conditions. So don't choose an architecture based purely on the word hybrid. Look at the actual specifications. Here is my simple recommendation. If you are building a home or small commercial system, and your priorities are simplicity, compactness, easier installation, and integrated monitoring, a good hybrid inverter is an excellent choice. But if you are building a system that you expect to grow significantly, especially a large or critical off-grid system, and you value modularity, redundancy, serviceability, and the ability to expand your solar charging capacity, then a separate inverter and MPPT architecture deserves serious consideration. So hybrid or non-hybrid, which one wins? Neither. And that's the answer most people don't expect. The hybrid inverter wins where simplicity and integration are the priority. The separate architecture wins when flexibility, expansion, and redundancy becomes more important. So don't ask what's the best inverter. Ask what's the best architecture for my energy system. Because the architecture that is perfect for a 5 kilowatt home may be completely different from what will make sense for a 200 kilowatt industrial installation. And once you understand that, you are no longer simply buying a solar inverter, you are designing an energy system. And that's the difference between simply installing solar and actually understanding solar. If you found this video useful, subscribe to Ecovelar Solar, because here we don't just tell you what to buy, we show you how to think about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.